Yeah, what else do we have? I suppose they had the Perez test. It doesn't have to be a long one. It can be a short
No,
little
we'll do a
episode.
little short because I think a little short one every week because there's no football.
No.
Like
Um,
this is for the real die-hard fans, isn't it? The ones who
this,
just want to listen to us talk. Like,
this is where we lose them all, to be honest. This is where all the downloads.
well, we could just put Sigerson in the tags and people will think we have news.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. We're back again post Euros for the intervening 4 weeks. I think we did pretty well, Will, considering, with the Euros, that is. We got some good episodes out, we got definitely one or two good ones over the course of the tournament. I mean, considering we barely knew the names of the Premier League players, I think we did pretty well kind of getting a whole tournament to go in there.
Yeah. I feel like I know every player in Europe now, pretty much. I don't think there's anyone I don't know.
I feel like I'm kind of like an expert now on football, kind of completing football a bit there over that tournament. No, it was good crack though. And like I say, now we're into the intervening 4 weeks between the domestic season and the end of the Euros. We do have the Olympics coming up.
Yeah,
and we're going to do a team by team breakdown of every Olympic side. No,
in every sport.
In every sport, starting with Saudi Arabia. Will, I think you have this one. Welcome back to your Olympic podcast. There definitely one exists, an Olympic podcast too.
That's I'd say many exist.
Well, there's definitely like different sports, but like there's probably like an Olympic one with like day by day news on the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
about like.
How does the football work at that? Is that like five-a-side?
No.
Is it still full team, full pitch?
Yeah, full rules, no holds barred. Football at its best. I think it's like under 23s though, but you're allowed like a few overage players.
No holds barred would be good if it is that.
Yeah, well, I mean, no football holds barred. I mean, you can't just bring in other holds from other sports and unbar them. But no, we like to say we were talking about the Euros for a good bit at the same time or similar time, anyways. The Copa America was starting, which I guess is kind of like their Euros a bit.
Yeah, I don't think they call it that.
The Euros of the South America, they call it. But no, it was good to see Brazil and Argentina in the final, because that way I still think I know anything about South American football. I was like, oh yeah, I knew Brazil and Argentina were good.
Put all your money, put it on Argentina.
Yeah, another old team. Like, I mean, I know the Italian team isn't an old team, but the Argentine team definitely are an older team. You'd wonder, like, I'd be very surprised to see Argentina and Italy battling out next year's World Cup.
Yeah.
But look, that doesn't matter to those Argentine boys now. It doesn't matter to Lionel Messi, who finally got his first. Well, I think he won the Olympics when he was a chap. Yeah. But this is the first one as a senior Argentinian international he's won, and he fucking really won it.
He sure did. That must have really been bothering him, I think.
He did just show up and collect the medal. I'm sure lots of people probably saw this graphic, I think over a week ago now. But hey, look, better late than never.
Not much is happening in football. We got an hour to fill, kind of.
We got as much as we can to fill, I suppose. But yeah, the graphic that I'm referring to that you may or may not have seen is the kind of the attacking stats from the Euros versus the attacking stats in the Copa America. And there's a good spread in the Euros. Most goals, Ronaldo. Most assists, Steven Zuber. Unlucky to miss out my team of the year.
Yeah.
But couldn't do it, Steven. Most free kicks, Damsgaard. He got one goal from free kick, which I thought was weird when I saw that. I think there's only one goal scored from free kick in the Euros. It was a good free kick though. Most key passes. This is where I kind of feel like you get into the kind of, okay, what are we talking about here?
What is a key pass?
But anyway, but look, we'll give it to Marco Verratti with 14 key passes, most chances created. De Bruyne, 16. Most successful dribbles, Sterling, no surprise there, 23.
Because you're not allowed to tackle him.
Yeah, well, that was his whole plan. I get the ball and run. Most accurate to balls, most shot creating actions. Again, a bit kind of I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that means.
Most goal creating actions, all for Pedri there. And in the Copa America, all those statistics were by Lionel Messi. Most goals, Lionel Messi. Most assists, Lionel Messi. Most free kicks, Lionel Messi. Most key passes, Lionel Messi. Most chances created, successful dribbles, actions created, most shots creating fucking wormholes, Lionel Messi. And like much bigger numbers than the Euros. And we might think, oh, well, sure, that must be a farmers league. That's what you're probably thinking. That's what I would think. But no, did you see the final actually? Did you watch the final?
I saw the highlights of the final. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Very fucking physical game over there.
Yeah. Well, they don't like each other, Brazil and Argentina.
Well, that's fine, man. But the referee should still call those fouls, surely. He was like, "Go on, boys, let them play." Like Neymar was getting upended like a couple of times, and it's like, "This is the ref going to do something here other than call your basic free kick?" And like, the whole tournament. I mean, you saw that one of Jesus flying to the air, kicking your man in the face against Chile. I mean, that was not an outlier, folks. That was how the whole tone of the tournament was, seemingly. Ridiculously physical. And I think it was the Euros final that we were saying was reffed similarly. That's because that was a South American referee. First time you think he'd ever reffed a European game. So he was doing Copa America rules. He was doing no holds barred in the Euros, but he was using the Copa America no holds barred. So yeah, it does make it even more impressive that Messi had all these chances created while also getting kicked.
Well, that's the thing people always say. It's like, oh, you can't compare Messi or them to Maradona or George Best because they did it while getting kicked around the pitch. So does Messi. You just did.
Yeah, Messi is like very like I don't know, like really intense, like all the time. Like you never see him kind of like getting emotional a lot. Like. Like, Neymar gets kicked, like, you hear about it. You see it.
Oh, yeah.
You know that man's been kicked.
You physically hear it wherever you are.
Yeah. Sterling the same, like, he lets you know. Whereas Messi does kind of get kicked, but, like, you wouldn't even kind of notice how much he does.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of has this, like, oh, God. Yes. Ref, like, come on now. You're like, come on now. You know who I am. Like, this is kind of, let's not mess around here. I don't even have to scream. You know what's happened there. You know it has to be done. So I don't know. That's just kind of like he's aware of the attention he gets, and he doesn't even need to. Like the refs know as well that's Messi, but fair play to him. That's kind of the monkey off his back. Similar to Ronaldo when he won with Portugal in 2016. It's like, well, now there's literally nothing you can say about them that you like. There's literally nothing else now.
Unless you're a real arsehole who's like, well, they never won a World Cup. Like, no one wins World Cups. It's fucking rare. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I suppose World Cups. Yeah, you can hold a World Cup. I mean,
but like a World Cup is like so many players don't win World Cups, and so many shy players win them as well. So you just have to be on a savage team. Yeah,
it's tough because like it's obviously a team game, but it's every 4 years or or so, depending on what pandemic you're living through. Maybe it's a foot and mouth outbreak, who knows? Or maybe it's a world war. But typically 4 years. So even without kind of, world crisis, you have to have your career lines up with 11, probably maybe 15 other players at the same time in their career that are not injured, who are playing well. A lot has to fall right. It's not really a kind of an indication of, well, you were never any good. It's like, he wasn't good in these times.
Also, like, you have to be like coming up at the same time as a really good team, but then you also have to get along with them all and have a competent manager. Like, there's so many things. Like.
And it's not in like a company like Qatar or there's so many variables. Like so Yeah, look, Messi's lost a good few finals. With in the Copa America especially, lost a couple to Chile. But I mean, fair play to him. Fair play to Messi at the end of the day. And fair play to Neymar as well. Did you see the scenes after the game? He was kind of went over to Messi and real kind of hashtag respect moment on the pitch. You love to see it. Because like I said, Neymar was getting kicked all over the pitch. He could have been like, "Oh, fuck this, fuck everyone else," but he was happy enough to go over and say, "Look, you are the great one. You deserve this." Like, I think Neymar's won a couple of Copa Americas, hasn't he? I think they have. Brazil's definitely won a couple.
Surely Brazil have won something.
I think they won a couple of years ago, I think. But no, that was kind of that was our entire Copa America coverage.
Yeah. As in depth and thorough as the Euros coverage. It was the exact same.
Just a bit quicker, so you might think it wasn't as good, but actually it was almost, I would say, better maybe. On to our Copa America Fantasy League. But the good news for Messi, a lonely free agent when this tournament started, let go by Barcelona. I don't think we ever thought that was actually he was ever going to end up playing for fucking, I don't know, Besiktas. I think we all yeah, I don't think Gosip are going to pick him up to pair him with Halil Akmanar, but no. Predictably, he did manage to get a deal done with Barcelona under severely reduced pay. And it's severely reduced pay for everyone.
This is the thing. I saw like a lot of posts about it, lots of like lad Bible-y stuff saying like, "Oh, Messi like cut his wages in half to stay with Barcelona, like loyalty, class."
Hashtag
Wasn't
loyalty.
Remember his contract leaked by Barcelona last year because they were like, "This is insane. Look what we're paying this guy." So half of that contract is still, I would imagine, one of the best played people in the world in football.
Oh yeah, I mean he's still pretty well. Look, I mean, Will, release the shirt sale figures. How about that?
Everyone knows.
No, I mean, besides the shirt sales, I mean, they're just the whole fucking cult of Messi. It's probably worth the money they spend. It always is. I mean, they don't spend more than it's worth. They usually end that very soon. But I mean, he's there till he's 39 now. That's the reported contract. Yeah, reduced wages, but for a longer time. So I just can't see Messi playing at 39 or 38.
No, because Ronaldo is big and bulky. Like, he can stay strong.
And he's only 36.
Yeah, but so like, I just can't see Messi if he. Like, you get weaker as you get older. That's how it goes. That's
for normal people. For normal people, I don't know. I mean, he should be slowing down now. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's always the kind of thing of like, oh, how long can Messi and Ronaldo go on for? And then Ronaldo goes on until he's 36. It's like, well, Ronaldo or Messi's only 34. He's always like the benchmark. Well, if he can do it, he probably can as well. So yeah, it's I just had the contract there. It was his previous reveal that Messi's last contract paid him $674 million over the 4-year term.
Jesus Christ.
Which is $168.5 million per year. Plus, the new deal is expected to pay him close to $85 million per year and just over $240 million should he remain at the club for the duration of the contract. Like I say, if he's still playing 38 game seasons, banging in 30 goals at 39,
money well spent.
Money well spent. Money. Sorry, but the heat, lads. I'm fucking melting. I'm melting away here. Money well spent indeed for Barcelona. Like I say, I mean, people will support Messi years after he retires. Barcelona will be making money off Messi long after they've stopped paying him. So, I mean, it doesn't really make much odds for them, you would think. But apparently, I only found this out today, as the keen soccer fan that I am, that there is La Liga financial restrictions, kind of fair play type stuff in La Liga, which means that until Messi kind of sorted this contract out, all their transfers, Aguero, Depay, and Eric Garcia were not officially on the books, because if they were to sign their contracts, they would be pushed over the financial fair play, and not being able to play, basically in breach of the regulations. So it is big news for Barcelona to get the Messi one sorted, because now they can Sergio Aguero, Depay, Garcia, they can all officially come on the books and try and sneak under that financial fair play. Like you were saying to me, Will, this is why they want to start a Super League, because they can't just pay what they want. Now it's making sense to me. But yeah, a pretty good summer for Messi, I would say.
Oh yeah, and like I think La Liga have rules about every player has to have a release clause and stuff as well. So I'd imagine it's pretty stressful trying to balance the books if you're like a big Spanish club like that, because if you have like a prospect that comes up, he might have a fucking release clause that's low, but if you give him a new contract, then your wages go up, and then it's like La Liga comes down on you for that. So imagine trying to juggle all of that. Like, no wonder they're all going fucking billions in debt or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, did you see? It's starting to make more sense to me now. All these Spanish clubs who would go into receivership or whatever. Like, how do all these Spanish clubs mismanage their money? But yeah, it seems to be a lot of restrictions over there in Spain, even for the big boys. So I imagine it's probably tougher at the bottom with most of these things. But yeah, great summer for Messi. New contract, stays in Barcelona. I mean, again, not to pat myself on the back too hard, but I did call that he doesn't want to leave.
No.
Barcelona. Like, he grew up there. His family, his kids have been there their entire lives. I mean, what you do, move them over to PSG now for a couple of years and back to Barcelona. Like, again, he's not even going to go back to Argentina, I wouldn't say, because he didn't start there really. He started at Barcelona as a young kid, so he's not going to go back to Boca Juniors like Tevez, or anything like that. That's not really his spiritual home, So, I'd say he'll retire there at Barcelona, be it at 39 or 38, whatever he feels it's time to go. But he'll be well compensated in the meantime. I think is the main thing.
It's funny because we had said earlier in the season about remember all the talk when Haaland and Mbappe were scoring goals in the Champions League, was like, they're in, Messi, Ronaldo, you're out.
yeah.
And then like end of the season, Ronaldo's top scorer at the Euros, Messi wins the Copa by himself, it seems, and like the other two lads nowhere to be seen as it.
Yeah, Ronaldo and Messi top scorers in their respective leagues and top scorers in their respective international competitions. Yeah. I mean, look, like I say, this isn't a TV show. These lads would be naturally phased out, killed off long ago to make the show, keep interesting. But this is real life, and there's no stopping these two.
Yeah, they're freaks.
Absolute freaks. But the main story in Spain wasn't about Messi and his contract. Now that might be, you might say, but Carl, that's because of the Madrid-based media. Well, that's okay.
We know you're all saying, you're shouting into your phones, but Carl.
But Carl, you're forgetting about the Madrid-based media and the bias they have towards Madrid. That's a fair point. I take that point. You're right. But still, I think the Florentino Perez tapes are probably bigger news. You have some of the transcripts there, Will.
I have all of the transcripts. So what's been happening is apparently someone from the year 2006 to 2012 was just recording everything Madrid owner Perez was saying, or Madrid president, and have now decided, okay, it's time to hang this guy. And they didn't do it by like doing like a one quote or anything like this. They've drip fed like a quote a day about somebody else. It seems like to just annoy everyone involved with Madrid one by one until there's a revolt against them.
There was a rat.
Yeah, there is a rat. So I'll read them all out, honestly. All of the leaks have been, and you know what? Whoever leaked them they have a good eye for content, because short and to the point, 2 sentences, call someone something, on to the next one. There's no fluff. So I'll start with...
So these go back to as far as what, 2006 up until like present day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus,
like it's a long time.
It's a long time to sit on this information,
Yeah. So first off, we have him talking about Ronaldo and Jose Mourinho in a conversation from 2010, I think. I think that's what it says here. He says, this guy, Ronaldo, is an idiot, a sick man. You think this guy is normal? He's not normal. Otherwise, he wouldn't do all the things he does. The last foolish thing he did, everyone around the world saw it. I'm not sure what he's talking about there.
Let's guess.
I hope it's not...
the underwear, perhaps?
I hope it's not the trial.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, the trial. I was thinking, my first thought was maybe, you know, that time when he was, the Madrid fans were booing him and I think he scored a hat-trick in a 4-3 loss. Everyone saw that. And I was thinking the boys' underwear campaign where he thanked all the boys for sending pictures of himself in underwear. He's an idiot. I have to be on Perez's side. If that's what he's talking about, I'm on your side on that
Maybe
one.
he's talking about the KFC ad he did before. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
No, there's a picture of Ronaldo with a big bucket of KFC, and he's like,
Oh, just that's it. That he just was a dumb looking thing.
No, it's like a paid ad he did, and then he always talks about like healthy eating and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is the first paragraph of that one. Next one. He, Ronaldo, and the coach Mourinho don't see reality because the two could earn a lot more money if they were different. They are both abnormal because we were talking about a lot of money. Mourinho is an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's a bit abnormal. That said, he has been overwhelmed by the pressure.
That was true, though. He did kind of fuck it in Madrid a little bit.
He tried to gouge man's eyes on the pitch.
Yeah. That was. He was quietly losing it. I mean, that's a man who's not really.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, I don't know what happened. I just kind of saw red, and next thing I knew, I was gouging man's eyes out
on the pitch.
I think the pressure got to me. Yeah, I think it did, Jose. You're out.
It's mad that never really came up again. Like, he just did that, and people were like, yeah, but he's really good. He still wins stuff. Like, he can't be doing that.
The Madrid derby, man, you know, it gets a lot of people. What happens at Madrid stays Madrid. Unless it's, you know, recorded and released 20 years later.
So next up on the chopping block is Casillas and Raul. Two Real Madrid legends, Cahill.
Are they, Will? Let's see what Perez thinks.
Casillas is not a Madrid goalkeeper. What can I say?
Wow.
He never has been. He has been our biggest mistake. The problem is, everyone loves him. I don't know why. He has so many people on his side. Anyway, he is one of the biggest frauds.
Wow, a fraud. Iker Casillas is a fraud. I mean, damn, I didn't watch every single Real Madrid league game, but I thought he was pretty good in the performances I saw him play in the Champions League, and for Spain, I thought he was, pretty decent. I wouldn't call him a fraud.
Or their biggest mistake of all time. My favorite one, because he gets sidetracked a bit, and then he brings it back to remind you what he's talking about. He says, "The problem is everyone loves him. I don't know why. Anyway, he's the biggest fraud."
Damn, Casillas a fraud. Heard it here first.
Yeah. The next sentence. But anyway, he's one of the biggest frauds. The second is Raul. The two great Madrid frauds are Raul first and Casillas second.
Oh, wow. In that order. Fucking hell. Raul. Didn't he get a lifetime contract?
I think he was their all-time scorer.
I think they offered, it was if you play over 17 games this season, you have a contract for life. Casillas and Raul. I mean, maybe he fucking, When was these quotes attributed to? What year was this?
I'll tell you now.
Does it say?
Doesn't say on those ones. So maybe this is years after that, and he's like, "Fuck those guys." After probably still paying Raul's lifetime contract.
Yeah, well, I mean, Casillas stayed out for that lifetime contract. Raul was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm going to play every single game." He went to Schalke and got into the semi-final. That was a real fucking power move. Maybe it's like, oh, fuck Raul. He's clearly a bitter man,
Yeah. So what's next? Zidane's a great guy, and David Beckham, and Ronaldo. But then there are the others that think that, let's see, Raul, he's a bad person. He thinks Madrid is his, and he uses everything there is in Madrid, benefiting himself and his own gain, him and his agent. They are to blame for Madrid not doing well.
Damn. Again, I'm not familiar with mid 2000s Madrid politics and what Raul was up to, what he was abusing at his time in Madrid.
What could he have been doing?
Maybe bring his whole family in to get haircuts for free at Real Madrid, like the Chelsea boys.
Well, to sum it up, he then says, Raul's a negative guy. He is destroying Madrid.
Damn.
Up next on the chopping block is Vicente del Bosque. Bosque?
Oh.
You know, the Spanish manager?
I've heard of him.
He won the World Cup and the Euros.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him.
He thinks so you'd think, to win all that, pretty talented guy.
And Champions League for Real Madrid as well.
Champions League for Real Madrid.
Like, he's not like he was like just a bad manager for Real Madrid. He was like a really successful manager. Let's see what Florentino Perez thinks of a great servant to the club.
He doesn't know how to coach, nor does he know about tactics. He's a fool.
Oh, fuck.
No one offers Vicente work because they all know he's not a coach. He's a fool. His stuff is the biggest lie I've seen in my life.
Damn. Jesus. I mean, like, obviously this is like after they've all pissed him off. I mean, David Beckham made him a lot of money, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Zidane, well, right up to the end was pretty good for them. But anybody obviously who pissed them off, even slightly, it was like their entire career was like just,
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's why these leaks were so easy to get so many, because I could imagine as soon as something went wrong, you just whip out the recorder and put it to him. He's going to say some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Like, every time anything they did wrong was like, their entire career is a fraud.
Yeah.
They're never any good. I hate them. Never liked them.
So then he says, Figo arrived and became close with Raul. And he goes back to Raul here. He's talking about...
Man, he hates Raul. Raul must have told him, you know what, Florentino Perez, you're a fucking gobshite. And, everyone thinks it, not just me.
And just so you know, that guy over there keeps recording everything you say.
Yeah. He goes full like, and you.
So he said Figo arrived and became close with Raul. And between them and Hierro, they ran the squad. Poor Vicente. He didn't belong there anymore. They say he'll take over the national team. That's just what they need. Him,
Oh, that's aged like fine wine, isn't it? Fucking hell.
So you recall there in the last one, he said Figo ran the team and, it was time for Vicente to get out. Here's what else he had to say about Figo. A year later, Figo is the one who fucked up the locker room. He's a son of a bitch like Raul.
Who he reminds you of? Everyone's like, here we go. Raul. Oh, here's this fucking surprise. Fucking Raul.
I swear to God, the next quote is, the two worst are Figo and Raul. Casillas is gone now.
Oh man, I just like imagine like someone like starting like a new job as like an assistant, or just like someone working in like corporate Madrid. Like, all right, if you meet Mr. Perez, do not mention Raul, or you will be there for 20 minutes minimum. Do not mention Raul.
So then you're probably thinking, okay, what I'll do is I'll just mention some of the other players in the squad, some of the other people involved. I don't know, someone ran Guti, for example. Guti's a bastard. His worst enemy is himself. He's being used by Cadena Ser, which I assume is a Madrid media outlet, because they want to hire a moron, and he is just that, a moron. They will leave him hanging, but he still won't go. And so there's one more. It's not as juicy as the others. He's talking about whoever was involved in selling Mata when he was a youngster. So I think he's the one who made the hole for Mata to leave. He is the one who threw him out of Castilla to put his son in the team. He is a fraud.
Damn. Yeah, like I say, you piss off him, your entire career is bullshit. You're a fraud, you're never any good, and I never liked you, and no one ever does, and you've actually ruined everything, and all the problems, everything that's wrong with Madrid is because of you, and Raul.
And especially Raul.
And that bastard Raul.
And Figo, he's the worst, but don't get me started on Casillas.
He started like fucking Dr. Cox's character, or fucking the recurring bit where he says, "I'm Hugh Jackman." That's what it sounds like. And Raul. Fucking hell.
Oh,
what a maniac.
That really kept the news going this week. Because every day it was another a gem. And I'm sure there's more to come once he finds out about these leaks.
Do you have the statement there? I think Madrid released a statement on it. Yeah, now fairly standard stuff, but just kind of.
What did they call it? The Comunicado official. Perez issues statement after Rule and Casillas tapes merge. So, well, he's going a different route to what you might think, Kyle. Not too apologetic, you might have thought that actually. Now that I think,
yeah, it's kind of
He's considering legal action against Spanish outlet El Confidencial, which sounds like a made-up Spanish paper. Sounds like something from The Simpsons. Perez issued a statement on Tuesday after the tapes came to life, stating his belief that their publication is far from a coincidence and an attempt to undermine his credibility in the aftermath of the breakaway Super League. Perez has staged a counter-attack against El Confidencial by stating the recordings were illegally obtained by journalist Jose Antonio Abelon, and he has referred the matter to his lawyers. So it sounds like he knew about these tapes.
Yeah. I have them here. I have the statement here anyways. It says, following the article published by El Confidencial, future comments that have been credited as having made, I believe that it is important to clarify that the published quotes are part of conversations secretly recorded by Mr. Jose Antonio Albalon, who has been trying to sell recordings for many years without any success. I find it surprising that they have been published today by El Confidencial, despite the time that has elapsed. They are isolated quotes that are part of conversations and have been taken out of the wider context in which they were made. Oh, they always are. I understand that the fact
Raul is the biggest fraud in Madrid history. He's a bastard. I hate him.
I understand the fact that they have been published now, so many years on from the time the conversation took place, owes to my involvement as one of the driving forces behind the Super League. I have placed the matter in the hands of my lawyers, who are examining the course of action to be taken. So yeah, look, take it out of context. Nothing to see here, folks. You know, you can spend all day rearranging letters around to make anything sound wherever you want, Will. You know, you can spend your life doing that, and we'll see how that gets you.
I like to think that the only way that's out of context is if the only bit not recorded of that conversation was, you know what I would say if I was a total liar.
Yeah, or is it a sarcastic way? I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's like when people say, "Oh, I was hacked."
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, you like out of context. Oh, well, in the wider context of the conversation, it wasn't as bad. It's like, well, what was the motive behind you saying that then? If it wasn't to disparage against Raul. But again, like that's the thing, it's nothing illegal. It just kind of paints him as a maniac and a son of a bitch, and everything we already knew. About Florentino Perez.
He did 2 separate hour-long interviews that we pretty much quoted fully, and every quote made us laugh because he's insane.
Yeah. So, like, and he's still president after that. So, I mean, this doesn't really change anything for anyone other than, like, I guess Raul, the next time he sees him, or...
I really liked Perez.
Yeah. Or I guess he probably wants... He might see Raul if he's still knocked around. But he probably isn't.
Yeah.
You know, like, if these players who he obviously hates or who had one incident with or whatever over the years, they're not still working around as ambassadors. Like, he likes Zidane.
Yeah.
Zidane is obviously still working there, and he was the ambassador for a while.
I just remembered as well, there's a quote that wasn't in that list, actually, about
oh, yeah?
Mr. Mesut Ozil. Well, more specifically, Mesut Ozil's girlfriend. I'll try to find that one.
No way.
Florentino Perez circus rolls on as audio leaks brand. Yeah, this is it. Florentino Perez in 2012 leaked. So, when Ozil came to Madrid, he replaced his girlfriend with a model from Milan, until Mourinho told him that the model was fucked by the entire Inter and AC Milan squads, technical staffs of both teams as well. Brackets, laughs. There's more. Ozil came at 21 years old. Ozil came at 21 years old with a girlfriend, but he quickly discovered Madrid and changed his lifestyle. He told his girlfriend to fuck off and replaced her with a model he used to take his private jet, fuck her, and return. There you go.
That was taken out of context. That's taken out of context. I mean, Jesus Christ. Fuck, that definitely is a new side. Because they're like kind of evil billionaire. This guy just seems like an arsehole now as well as everything else.
Because that one he's just laughing. Like, he's like, ha, get this. I like to think your man's recording him and he just keeps going. Every time he goes to stop the recording, he like takes it back out again.
Fucking hell. I mean, again, the Jose Mourinho being a bad manager doesn't seem like revelations either.
Yeah.
What a horrendous thing to say to anybody. Mind your player, you want to play well. Fucking hell. Yeah. Well, look, I think all these tapes have done is made it awkward for these players and managers at the next Ballon d'Or ceremony.
Yeah.
That's when they'll presumably see each other and go, "Oh, well, man, you fucking prick." Damn.
Oh man, I just love the idea of Raul fucking heartbroken at home. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's on the Christmas card list, and I wouldn't say he's been on it for a long, long time. But fucking hell, yeah. Again, nothing really new, just kind of evidence of it. If everybody thought, yeah, Perez is a prick, oh, why, man? What's he ever done? Like, now you can just direct him to the tapes. Yeah. But I suppose that kind of brings it on. Maybe there's a little segue there, Will. We should maybe do a little bit of transfer talk, a bit of rumours, done deals, that kind of stuff.
There is actually one story I just thought of. I saw this morning. I don't know if you've seen this.
Oh, yeah?
VAR rules changed for the Prem this season. Offsides are given leeway now. So if it's like on the edge, it's up. You're allowed. Like, I think it doesn't matter. You can say like, he's onside. Like, he's no advantage.
I thought they were going to use thicker lines. Was the one rumored, wasn't it? Thicker lines.
The statement that came out was it said it's up to discretion and giving attacking players more leeway, but also fans at home will not see the VAR review anymore. So you're not going to see them put the lines down or see the replays, which sounds bad.
Damn. Well, I'm going to just get my my VAR Chester United and Liverpool tweets ready in the draft, because that's just going to cause more fucking talk of conspiracy saying, oh, we don't get to see how Man United win this game or how Liverpool get another VAR decision. Yeah. So I don't know why they do that. We're just going to hide it from you. Will that make it better? No. We want you to fix this. Oh, fix it. No, we can't do that. That's not going to happen. But we can just make you less aware of it.
We can just make it, kind of say like, it's kind of up to the ref, but also you'll never know. Now it's a mystery.
Yeah.
Now it's more confusing.
They've actually just put it more on the ref. It's up to the refs. The ref decided, and no one else is going to see. It's only for the ref's eyes. And whatever the decision is, he made the decision. It mightn't even been offside. It was up to him.
I wonder, will the commentary team or like the TV studio still see the VAR review? Because that sounds infuriating, like hearing Gary Neville describe something that's happening without being able to see. Like, you're just watching a normal replay and he's like, oh no, the lines are there. Yeah. That sounds so annoying. Hopefully no one sees.
Yeah, hopefully no one gets to see it. But yeah, that to me, I'm just going to call it now. Well, that seems like a bad idea. It seems like something that's not going to work very well. To hide it from the fans. Because everyone just wants more transparency and consistency. Now we're just going to have, like I say, mystery. Yeah. But yeah, on to more mystery. The transfer window, the transfer news. We got some rumours circling around. I suppose done deals. Is Sancho official yet? Is he signed?
I think they're waiting to try get Varane signed as well, so they can announce them both at once. I would imagine for the Twitter engagement. That is my guess. Because I don't know why else you wouldn't announce them by now.
Do you think Varane's going to happen?
According to look today, it will. I don't believe it because that's too good to be true, to be honest. There's no fucking way. Just randomly getting him in like July, not even rushing to get him at deadline day or anything. That seems mad.
Well, it just seems like, obviously, the Ramos stuff, I'm sure we'll have tapes of him in the future.
We'll hear that in 10 years.
We'll hear that in a few, maybe a few weeks, who knows. That was an ongoing battle. But, you lost a good centre-back there. And now you're going to let the best centre, he was the best centre-back, well, arguably. Now you're going to let your next best centre-back go on Varane.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like Varane is like, okay, all that money's like, I think Ramos was on like 338 grand a week.
Something mad, yeah.
And I think now it's different reports. You never know exactly the salaries, but I think Varane was on like 194. So if you're Varane thinking, I've been here for I don't know, 10 years at this point.
10
Won
years, yeah.
3 Champions Leagues. I think
Four, I think.
4, but for the 4 as well. Fucking hell. You know, he's probably thinking, surely there's some wages freed up there that I can get a bit of a bump up in wages here.
Yeah.
So it feels to me like he's using United as kind of a, you know.
That's what I think. But it's gone a lot further. Normally when this happens, like this used to happen with fucking Ramos and Ronaldo every year.
Yeah.
But it would never usually get this far. Like now it's like, it would never get to the Spanish media saying anything. It would be like the English people be like, oh no, yeah, it's happening. But this time, like both sides are like, yeah, it looks like it's happening all right. Because I think Madrid are after being hit with the same wage thing as Barca. So they're probably like, fuck, we need to start making some changes. So.
Yeah, because I saw they're looking to get rid of Hazard as well. Because, like, listen, we're paying this guy a lot to do not much.
Yeah.
And the Euros didn't do much favours, I don't think. He didn't really, you know. And then you got the Bale situation where you got to do a Bale. But like I say, I mean, you let go of them. You still have Niscus, you still have a few others, like, not as good maybe, but like you look over Varane, like this is why Varane's been linked away every summer, because there's not many centre backs that quality around. So I mean, it would just seem mad to me to let Ramos and Varane go in the same window and have nobody. Yeah. I mean, I know they have Alba coming in, but I mean, still.
But Gal, it seems mad to you for Madrid to make a poor business decision based on what we know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just I'll see it. I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I would be very surprised if that does happen. But it looks like apparently if it is happening, it'll be this week, because I think he reports back for training this week. So if he's going to United, he wouldn't be going to training. Like so.
Yeah. And like I say, we just saw Madrid play hardball with Ramos and win. I guess by letting him go.
Yeah.
So
got him.
Like I say, it depends what their financial situation is. What they actually do. They want to run, or they're going to get someone else in.
His contract is up next year as well, so he might be thinking.
Yeah.
Well, they might be thinking, fuck, it's either get money from now, because apparently all the news is if he's not using it for a contract, it's because he loves Madrid and all, but he wants a new challenge, which it looks like he's like, if I don't go now, I'll go for free next year. So they're probably thinking, fuck, we need money to replace him if it is happening. So,
but like a new challenge doesn't sound like bullshit. Like, you know.
Yeah, I want a bigger challenge than playing for Real Madrid, trying to win everything every year. That's a challenge.
Yeah, a new challenge. That just seems like kind of a plateau. Like, why do you want to leave? Well, I'm actually just looking for more money, really. And United are willing to pay me that. I mean, sorry, a new challenge in the Premier League, which I've always supported. There was actually a good fucking when Giroud went to AC Milan there last week, and he, like, in his whatever press interview, he just starts naming, I used to watch all the Italian AC Milan players, like, and he starts like listing off Shevchenko, Crespo. Like, now look, he may have grown up in France watching the Serie A, but you know, it just seems a bit unlikely to me. But look, I don't know why they ask these questions. Why they want them to say these lies, you know, for the papers. Like, why do you love playing for AC Milan if you've never played here before? It's like, well, I'm 34 years of age. I've kind of been a squad player at Chelsea for the last couple of years, and they don't look like playing me. So I'm just looking to get maybe another big move and play a bit more. And AC Milan said they'd take me, so here I am.
They're playing the Champions League.
Like, that's the reason. It's not because he fucking loves AC Milan, or this is actually a dream come true. That's why I waited till the end of my career to come here. You know, like.
I wait till I'm way past my peak.
Stop. Yeah, that's another one. I suppose Giroud is gone to AC Milan.
I was just thinking as well. You know who, if Varane comes through, it's probably bad news for. The pressure on Ollie to win anything. If you don't win anything after signing Sancho and Varane, and they have a full preseason and all that shit, you're out of there, mate. There's no way.
Yeah. Well, it's getting to the point of like, okay, this is actually a good team on paper. You need someone to kind of get the best out of them.
Yeah.
A Vincent Del Bosque, perhaps.
Fraud, wrong man.
Another fraud.
I'd like to see him do it at Spain.
Del Bosque and Raul maybe teaming up to manage Man United. Maybe Casillas goalkeeping coach. You know, get all the boys in. But no, there hasn't been any, like, the Kane move and the Grealish move. There's been no kind of movement on that. No news kind of moving.
it seems like it's a summer of City being told no. That people are like, we'll give you 130 million, but now like Tottenham are like, we've a fucking stadium sponsorship rights and stuff. We're worth a lot of money. We don't need money. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, we'll just keep Kane here unless you give us ridiculous money. And like same with Grealish, he's probably worth more than what they'll pay him. You're not going to get another Grealish, like
Yeah. Yeah.
especially like an academy or not an academy lad, but like a fucking he's from there. Captain loves the place. It's worth more than the like 3 squad players they'll probably replace him with. Like,
yeah, like it's just as well. I think for Aston Villa, they're not just kind of concerned with staying up. Like I know they're not there that long, but like they are a big club and all that stuff. So I mean, they had a good year this year. You have good players at your club. There shouldn't be kind of like, well, I guess we should just concentrate on spending this money to get 6 decent players to stay up. Like they do kind of want to push on and compete for Europa League and Champions League. And like there's no reason why they can't really. If they really want to try and invest and keep on their players. So I think they're in that kind of in between space where like, say a Brighton or that would be like, look, we take this money and we'll put into players, and us staying in the Premier League is a huge achievement. Whereas Aston Villa are like, look, we want to go a bit further than that. So they have no willingness to sell, no need to sell as this moment. So we'll see what happens.
I think as well, any willing or need to sell Kane went out the window when he did the fucking Gary Neville interview. I think they couldn't give a shit what he does now.
Yeah, well, this is the interesting part now. Like, say, when they come back to train or they don't, that's when you say, okay, are you going to go all in here and not go back and risk having to go back with your tail between your legs, or are you going to force a move? I think Kane might do that.
I think, judging from what we've learned about Harry Kane last year, I think he will force through a move because he seems like an arsehole.
I think he'll try to. I think he'll definitely try to force a move. Yeah, really? I think that's going to be tragic.
Yeah. The immovable object meets the irresistible force of Levy versus Kane.
Yeah, and there's going to be no winners. Everyone's going to hate Levy. Everyone's going to hate Kane. Tottenham won't be better off for us. It's just going to be a fucking mess. And City will get him next year, on severely reduced pay.
And it doesn't look like Chelsea are getting anyone either, because they're going for Rice and Haaland, who are both players that their clubs are like, fuck off, they're our best players.
Yeah, again, West Ham, another one in that boat of like, well, maybe we want to actually hold on and build something here rather than just, sell them off and try and buy in 6 more players and try and stay up and go up and down. And I think they do feel like with the stadium they have and everything with the Olympic Stadium, the players they've produced over the last couple of years, that there's no reason why they can't push on and try and get Europa League, Champions League, that kind of thing. So again, fair play to them. That's you want to see kind of competitive teams. You don't want to see 2 teams at the top or 1 team at the top just sucking up all the decent players and
So buying from Premier League teams, especially to other ones, they all make so much money on TV rights. None of them need money. Like they're all grand. They're going to want their best players unless you give them fuck off money for them. And a good example of that is Arsenal buying Ben White for 50 million.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that is that, like, is he better than David Luiz? I would say yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think if you offered most people at the start of this season, do you want to have David Luiz or Ben White in the team? You'd say I'll probably pick the Ben White. He's younger. He's like Brighton were decent last year. They just couldn't score. That's because they had a former United and Arsenal striker on their books. Young 29-year-old Danny Welbeck. Still alive for Young Player of the Year.
There's a few teams in my memory that have been unable to score while that certain player was.
Yeah. Former Premier League side Watford for one. So yeah, they were good defensively. They were good in the middle. It was just kind of up front they kind of lost a lot of games. And look, I think a lot of people saying, City paid 60 million for Ruben Diaz, and it's only 10 million more. But like, I think
they can't compare. You pay relative to how much money the club has. It's not relative to the player.
Exactly. I think, like you say, for some whatever reason, Diaz had gone under the radar, and Wolves were getting him. It probably cost Wolves 35 to 30 million, maybe. Not that he isn't the same player, but it's just like. And again, like say Varane, it could go for similar money, to United for maybe 50 million as well, but that's because United are second. United are competing, they have a better team, so like they can attract a better player. So hopefully in a few years' time, if Arsenal are back up at the top, they could spend similar money to get a better player.
Yeah.
But it's just that's the level of player you can attract, but this price is going to be the same because you can afford it.
But those deals as well work out sometimes. Like I think Maguire to United was one of those deals, like stupid money. And at the time, people were like, "That's ridiculous." But he made a huge difference to the team. Like, and now because of that, they're able to improve the rest of the team. So it works out. Like if the player's good.
Exactly. Like I mean, 50 million goes a long way for Brighton to pick up 3, maybe 4 players that, like I say, keep them in the league, and that's a huge achievement for Brighton. Not in a kind of condescending way, but like for a club that size, for a town that size, to have a Premier League team is ridiculous, really. So yeah, that's like I say, if he's better than what you have, that's a good move. Like the money is whatever. Like it's not, the end of the world.
Bankrupt. Like it should be. It's a good thing that they're spending any money at all.
Yeah.
And stuff like.
I mean, financial fair play and all the other stuff. It's not. That's a different conversation, I suppose. But yeah, just in the context of Premier League transfers and that, 50 million for Ben White, and people can laugh or whatever, but it could turn out well, it could turn out badly, but I mean, like I say, I think it's a positive move, all in all. I don't think that's the over the line yet either. I think that's still like personal terms level or whatever, so we'll see how that goes. Not many like done rock solid deals, yes.
No, it's weird that it's very odd that normally it's everyone's business is done, and then on deadline day it's when United are like, okay, let's have a look and see who do we need. So it's so weird to be on the other side of, like, it seems like they're getting things done fast and other clubs are just kind of waiting.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, Liverpool got Koundé, didn't they?
Yeah, they got him quite early, Koundé, and I think they're looking to get Van Dijk and Gomez back fit as well. So yeah, I think they're like, I think we were saying this before the Euros, they didn't have a lot of players playing international tournaments. So if they can get that squad again to go for to run it back one more year, they're in pretty good shape. But yeah, there wasn't much. Like I say, not many other solid news floating around. A lot of rumors, as there always is. It's still only July though, July 20th as we record this.
Do you want to know an awful, not statistic, but an awful fact?
Go on.
There is 7 weeks of the transfer window remaining.
7 weeks. Yeah. See, it's early days then, in a way, isn't it?
Yeah. And like everything is done in the last week, usually.
Yeah. I'd say that about does it, Will. I don't know. Was there anything else? We think we covered most of it.
We got exactly an hour there.
It seems like kind of a bad time to say to tune in for more, because we'll see what next week's episode is like. We'll come up with something, folks. Don't worry. No, it's always good. The conversation is always just electric. It's always just really entertaining stuff. And what's even better than that, the post, the social media. If you like spending hours on your phone all day, then while you're there, tip over to our Instagram page, the Twitter page, give it a follow. Give us a follow on Spotify as well. So you never miss an episode like this ever again.
Yeah. Well, because over the next 4 weeks, I mean, we're really at we're making episodes based on the news that comes out. So if Monday comes around and there's been no news, the episode might be a day later or 2 days later. So it's good to follow us because it'll drop right when we drop it. Yeah. Then once the Prem's back, it'll be on a schedule again. So we'll
be right back to it. But yeah, stick with us for these 4 weeks. We'll keep in touch. You keep in touch with us. Yeah. Well, I suppose we'll see you next week, everybody.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?